Dr. Paul Hutchison.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a great pleasure to speak on this Border Processing Trade Single Window and Duties Bill, and it's also a great pleasure to hear that Her Majesty's most loyal opposition, the Labour Party, and also the Greens are going to be supporting this forward-looking progressive bill that, of course, is sponsored by the Honourable Maurice Williamson, a very enthusiastic minister and a minister very, very well acquainted with ICT and, of course, wanting to progress things. Now, of course, Mr. Speaker, this absolutely typifies the work of the national governments towards economic development, towards efficiency and effectiveness, towards reducing compliance costs and towards modernity. Because, Mr. Speaker, we are the government that has been well known for championing the rollout of ultra-fast broadband, and that is entirely relevant to this particular bill. And I was quite surprised to hear Mr. Tirakatini Sullivan going into the past of which the Labour Party are inclined to do of various concerns. But one of the things that we did hear from the Honourable Maurice Williamson at the Select Committee was the huge lengths that Customs went to test in parallel the new system with the old system over a significant period of time to get the bugs out of it. And also that this particular system will come out in 2 tranches, again, over a period of time. So that while we all know that various computer systems all over the world do have difficulties, a great deal of thought and effort to detail has been put into this particular one. The other thing, Mr. Speaker, of course, everyone in New Zealand is concerned about biosecurity. And again, we have heard Customs time and time again say what a difficult task they have, where every day there are thousands upon thousands of shipments coming into and out of New Zealand, and that they have to do everything they can to avoid biosecurity risks. It is a bit rich when we have Damien O'Connor, the member for the West Coast, shroud wavering, mastering the art of misinformation, when it was under his regime that Dynamo came in, under his regime that, of course, the very devastating Beaveroa Mite came in. Some of these things are inevitable, but what we do want to do, and what is encapsulated in this new system, is a modern system that is well tested and that is highly necessary for New Zealand. And Mr. Speaker, I think it is worthwhile just spending 1 second as to what the regulatory impact statement said regarding the reasons for bringing this legislation in. And it says the opportunity for improved efficiencies in border management and lower compliance costs for industry is potentially impeded by existing legislation. But moreover, the flows of people, goods and craft arriving in New Zealand create significant risks. New Zealand needs a border system capable of facilitating trade and travel while managing risk and collecting government revenue of over $10.5 billion a year. Management of the border is undertaken by a number of agencies, including Customs, and they go on to say the management of the border for customs and biosecurity purposes relies on computer systems that are over 15 years old and lack the flexibility to respond to the increasing needs of border management. Mr. Speaker, this is the reason why it is so important to progress this very necessary legislation. It's great that all parties are supporting it. I look forward to it coming to the Foreign Affairs and Trade Select Committee that is so ably chaired by my colleague John Hayes. Thanks, Mr. Speaker.
I call Richard.